everybody, and welcome to Reviews That Don't Matter with Jessica Hitt. My name is Jessica Hitt, and today, if you guys have been keeping up with my videos, you know I've been doing all of the Fast and Furious movies considering Fate of the Furious came out. So today we are here, we are finally at the new Fast and Furious movie, Fate of the Furious. Hint, it's the 8th one. Okay, so the Fate of the Furious, this is the movie that we've been waiting for 2 years to see how they do it, to see how they continue the storyline without Paul Walker in it as Brian O'Connor. And I think they did a really good job. I really liked the movie. I thought it was so much fun. Yeah, of course, they have that whole thing where the main guy gets turned against because they have something against him, and you know, that whole thing that people get sick of, but I didn't mind it in this movie because this is the type of franchise that it's okay to do that. They've already done the Amnesia storyline, so they kind of gotta do that whole thing where they turn the leader against the crew and the crew has to take him down because they're the only people that can possibly do it. So of course we get all of the team together. We kind of started with The Rock, Vin Diesel, Tyrese, Ludacris, Letty, well, Michelle Rodriguez, and you also bring in Natalia Emmanuel, who plays Ramsey, who's newer to this franchise. Mr. Nobody brings them together, or kinda, a little bit. Anyway, Dom has to go rogue because Charlize Theron's Cypher, you know, is basically blackmailing him by keeping Elena, who, if you guys do not remember, is the old cop from Fast 5. She was in a relationship with him for a while there, and also at the beginning of Fast and Furious 6, where she so graciously let Dom go to go find Letty after they found out that she was alive. Elena's such a great character because she wasn't catty about this, she was so understanding, she never got the love that she deserved, and you know, it was a rough go for her in this movie, definitely. And I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, so I'm not really going to do any of that. But basically, to fight off Dom, who's working with Cypher, who was like the biggest crime syndicate person in the world, you know, I don't really know exactly what she does. She's kind of like the really bad Anonymous? I mean, Ramsey thought that it was an organization, didn't realize it was a single person. And I actually thought Charlize Theron did a pretty good job in this role. I don't really understand a lot of the criticism that people had for her, saying that she was like stiff as a board and all that kind of stuff. I think that was part of her character. I mean, this is Charlize Theron, who is one of the best actresses working today. Like, she makes these choices very clearly, even in a movie like this, where, you know, you would think someone might phone it in. I don't think that she's the type of actress that would ever phone it in. So I think every single decision that she made was very precise, and I thought it worked out because it's also a nice juxtaposition to these characters that you've known that tend to be very, like, not necessarily wacky, but they're out there, they're loud and all that, and she's not like that whatsoever, and I liked that. Basically, to hunt those two down, they bring back the crew. Mr. Nobody gets Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Hobbs out of this maximum security prison, as well as, of course, Deckard Shaw, played by Jason Statham, who is joining the crew this movie to help out, because, of course, the two people that can track down Dom the best are going to be Shaw and Hobbs because they've done it. One thing that I will say about, okay, there's two things that really bug me about this movie. They're very small though. Well, one of them is small. The first one is that they seem to forgive Shaw very easily. Like, I think there should have been a lot more tension going in with this. You know, I think it's a little bit easier for someone like Hobbs to sort of be okay with it because, you know, Han and well, not Giselle, but Han, the one that, you know, Shaw killed, was not his direct family. This is the family that he kind of knows now. But the other people should be livid that he is there and should not be okay with it. They should work with him because they want this whole thing to work out. But I don't think it should be as easy as they're kind of letting on, or the fact that, you know, when what happens to Shaw in the sort of middle of the movie happens, they seem like sad about it. I'm like, dude, you should be cheering this on, like, come on. So that was one thing that kind of bugged me about the whole thing, and I know it bugged a lot of people. And while I think that every character is able to have some redemption, we've seen it in a million shows all the time. People like the character of Satan in Supernatural, for crying out loud. Like, there is some redemption that can be allowed, but I think it needs to take a long route. You know, like, I think that maybe the redemption should have started, like, they start it now, but you don't really start to feel okay with it until the 9th one. But, you know, it's a little too late for that. So, we get what we get. The second one is actually going to be how they handle the Elena thing at the end. Like, it's just kind of forgotten in a way, which bugs me. It kind of the same thing as what happened with Giselle. They kind of just like almost didn't mention her after it happened. Like, they have one little thing and then it's really nothing, and that kind of ticked me off. The same thing with this movie in a way. It's not exactly the same, obviously, but really those were the only two things that bugged me. I think that Kurt Russell was great, as always, in this movie as Mr. Nobody. I think that Scott Eastwood's character as Little Nobody was okay. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I'm not sure how I feel about Scott Eastwood as just an actor, because he always gets kind of those really like straight guy roles that can be a little boring if not played correctly, and I think I'd like to see him become a little more fun or something. I don't know, be a little bit more charismatic like Kurt Russell is in this role. Also, I mean, Glenn Close in this movie, it's a shame that she's not in it more, because she is just like the best possible that she can be. It's amazing. I want to see a whole spin-off of just her. That's all I want to see. I think that would be amazing. I think that'd be so much fun. God, I need more Glenn Close in this universe, for sure. But I also think this movie is, you know, it's kind of what they've said is it's setting up a trilogy of movies in the 8, 9, and 10. Who knows what's going on after that, if that is going to be the end of this main Fast and Furious team and family and franchise. I know they're thinking about doing spin-offs with Sean Hobbs, which I would really enjoy personally. But they're doing a whole trilogy of movies. I think that Cypher is going to be in all of them. And I'm excited to see where they go, because I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was just so much fun. I thought the jokes landed pretty well, probably better than some of the jokes in the previous movies. Also, I think it built the characters up more. You see Ramsey and you see Ludacris's characters be really intelligent, of course. You see them trying to track people down and all that kind of stuff. You see Tyrese's character, Roman, he kind of gets a really nice shining spot there at the end, because, you know, he's this jokey character that kind of is just like, oh, except for this guy, he's number 11, he didn't make the top 10 in the most wanted list, which is a running joke in the movie, and he has a really great scene at the end where he takes out a whole bunch of people after he almost drowns, and it was really good. And I think that Michelle Rodriguez was really great in this movie as well. I think that there's something nice to her never-ending faith in what Dom was doing. Vin Diesel was good as well. You know, sometimes I feel like his whole shtick gets a little tiring. I liked the change, but at the same time, you know, you knew the entire time that he wasn't really bad, that he was actually doing stuff to help on the end, and I like how they just were like, totally accepted him back into the fold and was like, yep, he's our side now. Like, totally cool, totally normal. He didn't try to like, well, he didn't really mean to try to kill you, but you know, let's bygones be bygones. And I might be making waves by saying this, but I think this might be my favorite Fast and Furious movie. Maybe I have to watch it again, let it settle, but I just really liked it. I will say, I did miss the dynamic of Paul Walker's Brian in this. I think he would have been a great touch. I think they made some really great moments that sort of honored him in this movie, and I think that was really well done. But yeah, I'm gonna say this is my favorite for right now. That could change obviously tomorrow or in a week or in a year, or when we see the next one I might have a different view on this movie. but we'll see. As of right now, I love this movie. What do you guys think about it? Comment down below. Tell me what you guys liked about this movie. Not too many spoilers, of course, because this is a non-spoiler review. Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up to like it and subscribe so you don't miss any of my content. I try to post Monday through Friday. I will be out this week. I'm going on vacation, so don't expect anything. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.